Hi everyone, it's Dana and welcome back to my channel. And because it is June in Ontario, we're going to make some rhubarb cake today. This is a recipe from one of the gals at work. It's actually her mother's recipe, and it dates quite a ways back. And this gal that I work with had put together a recipe book for both of her children, and she'll bring in things as you do at work when you're baking and sharing with your friends. And oftentimes her best recipes were her mother's. And on the top of each recipe it says Grandma Lilico, because she had made this book for her children. So I always know if it's a Grandma Lilico recipe that it's going to be delicious. So that's what we're making today. We're making Grandma Lilico's rhubarb cake. And these are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need flour, brown sugar, cinnamon, baking soda, an egg, vanilla extract, milk. You're going to need white vinegar because we have to sour the milk. And you're going to need regular sugar. And then you're going to need 1.5 cups of rhubarb floured. And what that means is you chop them and you put some flour in there so that it doesn't sink in the batter. Oh, and as well you need butter. Well, the recipe calls for margarine, but I used butter. So for those of you who are not familiar with souring milk, you take a cup of milk, you add a teaspoon of vinegar. That's as simple as it gets. The milk gets kind of chunky, and off you go. So I have, and also there's a topping. It's 1/3 cup of white sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm going to show you guys the recipe. Here it is. And you can press pause and write it all down. And essentially what you do is you cream the top 4 ingredients, you add the next 3, you put in the rhubarb, you pour it into a pan, and you bake it for 35 minutes at 350. So the topping is 1/3 cup white sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon. So I make this in a bundt pan, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that step first. So I've got my bundt pan all prepared here. And I've got my cinnamon sugar all made. So you just pour it here, because this is what's going to be your bottom, or your top, when you flip it over after it's done baking. And I'm always petrified of doing these videos in a bundt pan and then baking it and turning it out and it doesn't come out of the pan, but fingers crossed this will work. So that you just set aside. Then we're going to cream. I've already got 1/2 cup of butter in here and 1.5 cups of brown sugar. We're going to add an egg. Oh, did you see what I just did there? Damn. Darn. Hang on. I'm going to put y'all on pause. I got to go fish that out. Hi everyone, I'm back. Crisis averted. Sorry for blurting out a swear word there, but I was in the moment, you know? Anyway, while I was off fishing out that eggshell, I went ahead and creamed the egg, the butter, the sugar, and the vanilla together just so it wasn't loud. Now I'm going to slowly add the flour and the baking soda. So I'll add it bit by bit. And I'll put you on pause while I do this. You guys know how to mix things, so hang on a sec. Okay, so I have added in the flour and the sour milk. So now I'm going to take it off of the machine and we're going to fold in the rhubarb. And you can see I've got to scrape down the sides and stuff here. I just wait until it's all finished, so just bear with me here for a second. All right, so this is all, as those of you who have a KitchenAid stand mixer, you know that it's always nice to get to that bottom bit and make sure that there's no flour left behind. And I've got all the sides mixed down, so I'll go ahead and fold in the rhubarb. There we go, and now I'm just going to put it into the bundt pan. And this isn't pretty, so you're not going to get to watch. Hang on. Okay, so there we are. It's quite a thick batter, so what I do is I actually put it like in clumps and I turn my dish around till it's all in there, and then I kind of smooth it out. And now we're going to bake it for 35 minutes at 350. Okay, everyone, so here's the finished product, and thankfully when I turned it out perfectly. So that is Grandma Lilico's rhubarb cake. Now the one thing I need to tell you guys, I'd forgotten, because I haven't made this recipe since last year. I actually cooked this cake for 45 minutes. I did the 35 minutes. I checked it. It was still quite, wet in the center, honestly. So I put the kitchen timer on for another 10 minutes. So at the end of the day, in the bundt pan, it was 45 minutes at 350. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that video. Oh, sorry, let me tell you this too. I'm going to freeze this cake. I'm going to cut it in half, and I freeze it just in 2 sides. And then, you know, when you have company and there's only like 4 people, you don't need a whole cake. So I often will go on baking binges and bake a bunch and then freeze everything, and then I just pull stuff out of the freezer. So there you go. That's one of the things you can pull out. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.